Okay, well, thank you guys so much for hopping on our team call. What we're going to talk about tonight is just tips for sharing on social media. And I do not pretend to have this completely mastered or be an expert at this. I'm just going to be sharing kind of what I've learned along the way in the past 2+ years of doing this. And Amber, Victoria, and Shannon are going to share some tips as well. So before we do that, I just want to thank you guys for being here and also just check in with you and make sure everyone is doing well. It has been a super crazy time for all. Like Victoria said, huge shout out to all the healthcare workers on our team and the teachers who have been so innovative and working from home and all of that. So I hope that everyone is doing well. We really want to support each other as a team. So if there's anything that you need, we can do, and we have people all over the place, all over the country really, just please let us know what the needs are. Even if it's just prayer, we want to help you, we want to pray for you, and you can share those things with us as a team. So I want to get out there, hope everyone's doing okay. Also, there was a big announcement but just a couple hours ago, Plexus announced that they are basically providing like a stimulus package for their ambassadors. So I didn't want to jump into this call before I explain this a little bit to you guys, and there is more information on our team page, but they are doing a huge, I don't know if I should call it an incentive or promotion, but for everyone, for current ambassadors and for new people that join us, where if you add 3 people, so this could be, you know, I'm a senior Ruby. If I add 3 people, or if you've never hit silver and you add 3 people, if you add 3 people, they are paying out a $100 bonus. And that's on top of the money you get from welcome packs. That's on top of any other bonuses you would get, just for adding those 3 people, $100, and they're paying it out in 72 hours. So normally when you hit a bonus, you wait till the 15th of the next month to get that in your paycheck. They're paying it out right away. To help people who are kind of hurting right now and maybe out of work. So that's if you add 3. If you add 6 people on your team, they are out a $350 bonus on top of everything you would normally make within 72 hours. So guys, this is huge, not only for all of you being able to take advantage of that, but also sharing with people who need something right now. Like, you can do this from home, right? This is a job you can do from home, and people need vitamins, probiotics, things to support their immunity right now. So they're able to join us with a welcome pack at a discount. Packs are 10% off, get some vitamins and probiotics to support their immune system, and help them add 3 friends so that they get that first paycheck within 72 hours. I am so proud of our leader company for putting this together. We're a $6 million stimulus package because that's basically what our Plexus at corporate had to dump into a fund, if you will, to be able to pay out these bonuses so quickly. So I had to tell you guys about that. There is more information on the team page. I'm super excited, and make sure you're reaching out because I'll let people know that this is an opportunity for them, and literally someone could join you and make that first paycheck in the next 3 days. So super exciting. But that's sidebar, just had to share. We're going to be talking about social media, and this is basically the main way that you're going to get exposure to your business. This is definitely a day and age of sharing on social media, and if you haven't been, this is really how most of us have grown our businesses. Now, face-to-face is super important and always will be, right? Like, sharing with people from your heart, face-to-face, belly-to-belly, we say, having real conversations is and will always be important. But social media allows you to have way more exposure in any given day than you would typically have, you know, out on the street, just because of how people can see your stuff. Say probably 80 to 90% of my business has taken place through the avenue of social media, at least getting people introduced to what I'm doing, and then, you know, having follow-up conversations and personal conversations from them. And it's not just about posting Plexus information on your page. That is part of it, but that's not all of it. It's really about adding value to the people who are following you. So, like, what does that mean? You might have heard that before, like, you need to add value. What does it mean? It means that someone read your post and be inspired or motivated or have some kind of practical takeaway tip to apply to their life, right? Like if I throw up a picture of my kid, that's great. My family will like it and love it and everything. But like, how can I take that same picture of my kid and add value? Maybe I talk about a struggle I was having that day and some tips or encouragement to get through a hard season of parenting. Or maybe I, share a healthy kid-friendly recipe or something. Like always a way to take a post or a cute picture or something that you want to share, make it valuable to your followers. So not just your very close inner circle who would like it, but also other people who are following you. So there's some general rules of thumb about posting, and I'm going to a little more on Facebook for now and give you some Instagram after. I am newer to Instagram. I definitely have a lot to learn. So I'm going to be relying on other people too to share with you. But there is a prime time for posting. And you may have noticed when you post on Facebook, the prime times are 7 to 9 a.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. And you may have just noticed this by seeing that if you post in the middle of the day, there's usually very little engagement. And engagement is like likes on your posts and comments. When you post during those prime times of 7 to 9 a.m. and p.m., you will just naturally get more engagement because more people are on social media during those. So general rule of thumb is try to post during the prime times and try to post at least one personal post per day and one more Plexus related per day. You don't really want to be posting more than twice per day because then you're kind of competing with yourself. Because Facebook has algorithms that allow your posts to either be seen or not seen. And I'm going to give you some tips about what things will bring you up higher in the algorithm so that when people are in their news feed, they will actually see your stuff. Because there's things that Facebook practically blocks that will not get seen. So the times are important, and 1-2 posts a day, not more than twice a day. On Facebook, also, you want to be about 3 friends every day, especially if you're newer to this, you only have like 100, 200 friends on Facebook. Think of your Facebook page as like your storefront, right? Like you're doing your social media. So think of it as your storefront. The people that are coming into your store are your friends that you currently have. So do you want just 100 people coming through your store, or do you want 1,000 people coming through your store? Clearly, the more people you have, the more business you're going to be able to do. So try to add 3 friends daily. Think through old high school friends, neighbors, coworkers, previous coworkers, church friends. Like think through your different circles, maybe your husband's coworkers, and try to add a couple people every day. I don't accept friend requests from people that I have no idea who they are, because I do post some personal information, pictures of my kids, that kind of stuff. So that is up to you and your comfort level. Right now, I still make sure I at least know the person or I'm acquainted with the person because I don't want any creepers on my Facebook. But you do want to try to expand your audience by adding friends. Also want to make your post public. So there is a privacy setting on your post. And if you click the upper right-hand corner, you can change a post from a private setting to a public setting. When you do that, people are able to share it. So I keep like family posts and like more personal stuff private, so just my friends see it. But if I'm posting about Plexus or the products or the business opportunity or something that I want people to share, then I make the post public so that it can be shared. So make sure that you are aware of those privacy settings. And this one's huge. Do not use just screenshots or pictures of just the products or like Plexusy graphics. Sometimes we have these like beautiful, it's like the triplex products and they're like on a little pedestal and there's like a green thing. They're beautiful, do not perform on Facebook. The very best images are going to be a bright, happy image of a person. Facebook loves selfies. When you take a selfie, you fly up in the algorithms, everybody sees. Those kind of pictures do the best. Pictures of people, like you can be holding your drink or holding your, I've done pictures with like a handful of my products, but always a face, even when you don't get, I hate taking selfies, but those pictures will perform so much better and more people will see them. When you do a screenshot, it goes way, way down in the algorithms and no one is going to see it. So that's why we recommend, you know, when someone does a shout out post for the first time, if you have a new ambassador and you ask them to do a shout out, ask them to take a selfie with their drink to do with their shout out post, because so many people will see it. When there is like 5 or more comments, posts, and multiple likes within the first couple minutes, that post is more likely to perform really well. So one thing that we do as a team is if you put up a post and you really want a lot of engagement, just tell us, like in one of our group chats, be like, hey, can you comment on this? And we will go and blow it up. Like that's what we do. We will like it and love it and comment on it so that you get more engagement on that post. Because when you get a couple people on there right away, automatically that post is going to perform better and get more views. You can also comment on your own post. So let's say you do, you know, some kind of a post about a promote having, or how much you love Biome for stress management. Then you can go in on your own post and comment with a graphic and the ingredients and a testimony under that. And that will help like bump up engagement, even though it's you commenting. Just kind of tricks of the trade. Another tip, and if you guys have questions as we go, feel free to unmute and hop in, because I'm just kind of like blowing through a ton of information. But when posting about Plexus, you guys have to assume that your audience has no idea what you're talking about, that they know nothing about it, okay? So I've seen, you know, little like Facebook stories and stuff where people are like $17 off membership. That's great, and we all know what that means, and we all know that that's valuable. But your audience, most people have no idea what you're talking about, right? All they see is like $17 off what? They don't even know. So you have to explain what the products are or what the business is for people to understand what the value is. You can't just throw up a graphic about a sale and expect anyone to know what you're talking about, because Plexus is front of mind for you. And you might feel like, well, I've been posting so people know what it is, but they might have never seen your post just because of the way Facebook is and how they, you know, allow certain things to be seen or not. So always make sure that if you're going to post about a sale, let's say it's in your story, then you better follow up with a little video of you explaining how much you love your products, or, you know, giving some kind of value to what that sale is. I see a lot of people do that. Like, I just think if I knew nothing about Plexus, I have any idea what right now. And a lot of times I wouldn't. So just make sure that there's always a, you know, explaining the value and always bringing in your personal story, not just, you know, a sale or a product info. It's always great when you can relate it back to you. Another rule of thumb for all of social media is to follow people who you admire. So this could be like Plexus Diamonds. Like if you love Brooke or Abby Kappa or Emily Gibson, on social media and follow them, because you can get great post ideas from them, and you can take that and make it your own and post it. You know what I mean? Like, you inspiration and ideas from those people. Don't just copy and paste, because you want to have your voice, and audience can spot, you know, if you're being fake a mile away. So you always want to be authentic, but you can get inspiration from these people. And social media experts like Rachel Hollis or Brene Brown, like other people that are just motivational, inspirational, are just killing it on social media, follow those people and get ideas. I often will like take a screenshot or type out in the notes section of my phone some post ideas that I'm going to use at some point, and I just kind of throw them in, and then I can work on them, flesh them out, and then post them later. It also helps to have it saved in your notes section, because, you know, it might be 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I have a great idea for a post, but I know if I put it up, no one's going to see it. So I'll put it in the notes section, I'll make it perfect, and when it's for posting, you know, 8 o'clock p.m., then I'll throw it up. So it's just another. Any questions before we keep going? I'm going to talk a little bit about branding, but slow down and see if there's any questions. There's a lot of people on this call, so I just want to make sure I am speaking to everyone here and not blowing by too fast. Okay, I'll keep going. Okay, so branding. Again, your Facebook wall is like your storefront. So think about, what do people see walk in your store? Is there a theme? Is there anything tying all of this together? And you really want to think about 3 or 4 things that are uniquely you. Like, what are your things? This is kind of hard to explain, but for me, it's homeschooling, right? I talk a lot about homeschooling. It's healthy lifestyle, which includes recipes, supplements, and I love talking about home workouts. Like if I can work out with soup cans or something without equipment, I love to talk about that. I love posting mindset, how to change your mindset, how to be motivated. So like those are my 3 or 4 things. You want to think through what are your things that when people walk into your store, your Facebook, they're seeing consistent things over and over again. And whatever you are, your brand, you want to make sure that you are talking about each of those at least once. So I'm going to talk about homeschooling at least once a week in a way that adds value to people. So it's not just like, we're homeschooling. It's like, here's where I found this. Like today I just posted this amazing, I think he's Australian or he's British, he's posting these YouTube workouts that are like PE class at home since so many kids are home right now. So I shared the link, right? Because someone might find that valuable. Like you're talking about your brand, but in a way that adds value. And we're going to visit this next week in our call to think through what 3 or 4 things are you passionate about, like the things naturally you think about all the time. You don't need to make something up here. Just, is it organizing your home? Or I was talking to Nicole today about gardening. Is it your kids? Like, what is it that's uniquely you that you're going to bring to your audience in a consistent way? Because you don't want your store, your Facebook page to be like Goodwill. You don't want like a lamp here and then there's men's pants and then there's like a dresser. Like you don't want it to look like a hodgepodge of stuff. You want it to be classy and have a consistent feel. Okay. So think through those ideas, jot down 3 or 4 things that you're passionate about, that you're talking about, and make those your things. Okay. All right. Moving on a little bit to Instagram. I hate Instagram, you guys. I hate it. And I use that as an excuse for a very time to not be on Instagram. And when I first got on, I was trying to, I wasn't, and I was trying to be cool, and it was awful. And now I use it and I am trying to be authentic. And okay, so it's been a learning experience. Okay, Victoria loves Instagram. Oh, I don't know if you love Instagram or you love that I hated it, but it's the truth. I said, I'm not cool enough for Instagram, and I used that as an excuse for a long time. And then I realized, just like anything else, to learn how to use it. If you're not willing to learn, then like that's on me, right? I had to get over it, watch a YouTube video on how to use it, talk to a friend who knew how to use it, and learn. Okay, so here's what I've learned so far, although I am no professional. Instagram is all about gaining followers. This is where your brand is even more important. I feel like Facebook is about like your community and your friends with a little bit of like greater reach. Instagram, you could have people, you have no idea who they are. And that's how it works. So your niche, or like your things that are specific to you, are more important. And you want to think of the people you're trying to attract. So think about that person that you want on your team and be specific. Like, what does she like to do? What does she wear? Where does she eat? Where does she spend her free time? Because you're trying to attract and reach out to a specific type of person. And not everyone is going to be attracted to your Instagram, but that's okay. You want to be very specific about your niche and stick to it in a way that's always adding value. That is a whole topic in itself, and I am just learning about it, and we are going to revisit it again next week. But I recently narrowed down my Instagram to be more specific, especially in my little bio, because health and happiness dealer was like, that's not specific. I drilled down on what that was, what I'm bringing to people, what's unique about me, because it's all about being authentic and being unique. Also, you need to learn to use hashtags. Not so much on Facebook, very much on Instagram. That's how people find you and how they follow you. And you want to use many hashtags because you're more likely to be found. Sometimes it feels ridiculous to put like 10 hashtags after a post, but this is really how people will find you. There's even apps that will generate hashtags for you. I haven't gone there yet, but I have looked at them a little bit. So that they can tell you, like, these are the hashtags you want to use for some kind of a wellness post or an exercise post or a recipe post. There's certain ones that people are following. And once people are following you, they will see your post and what you're all about. Also on Instagram, there is a section called highlights. And if you guys haven't noticed that yet, they pop up like right under your bio. They're these little kind of icons that you can customize. And this is where you want to think about your like brand item. So I have a little icon for homeschool, mindset, recipes, supplement. And that way, when you post on your story, you can dump them also into your highlights. So when people go and they are looking at your bio and they click your, homeschool highlight, they will see all your homeschool stuff scroll through. This also reminds me what my things are, so that when I'm setting up my post for the week, I go through and make sure that I'm hitting all those things. I'm almost going to hand it over to Victoria and Amber and Shannon, but just a few thoughts on Facebook stories. So you guys know
I have a question first.
Yes, go ahead.
Back to the hashtags. So when you go to type in a hashtag and they have all those options come up, are you supposed to follow the one with the most like tags within that, or does that not mean anything?
So there's like a sweet spot, and Melissa Grissom told me this, that it's more like the 100,000 to 500,000 tags. That's where like you'll get the most visibility. Because if you pick a hashtag that only has like 100 or fewer posts, then there's not a lot of people following that hashtag. But if there's one where there's millions of posts, then there's too many people following that hashtags and your stuff isn't likely to get seen. So there's like this sweet spot. Is Melissa on this call? I don't think she is.
No, but can I add to that real quick?
Yeah.
So I read, because I've done like some YouTube things, and I know things change, but when I watched, it said when you're doing your stories, if you add a hashtag, you want it to be big, like the bigger the number. So like hashtag, I don't know, Plexus, like what you want that number to be very large. But if you're doing a post in Instagram, that's when you want that sweet spot. But that's what they said when I watched. I don't know. It's all very interesting.
Perfect. Didn't know that. I'm still learning with all this stuff. Okay, so that's great. So big on stories, on posts, and with your Facebook and Instagram stories. So there's a way to make a story on Instagram. And in my opinion, the Instagram stories like come out way cuter, prettier, whatever, because there's more editing options. Like on the Facebook stories, there's not very many fonts and things. So I make my stories on Instagram and then I just share them to Facebook. And that seems to work fine. They just hop right over to your stories on Facebook. I don't do that for posts. I've found, and other people haven't experienced this, but I have, that if I do a post on Instagram, and I hit share to Facebook, no one sees it on Facebook. I don't know why. Maybe it's something I have messed up settings. What I do is I make the post, I save the picture, I copy the text, I post, then I go to Facebook, I paste it, and I post it in Facebook. And that seems to do better for me. I don't know if you guys have any different experience with that. But, Amber, do you want to go real quick? I didn't know you had to hop off.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
So I just wanted to real quick give you guys some post ideas. I know it's really difficult, like coming up with, like maneuvering this awkward time where people are, out of work and fearful, and like we want to be sensitive to everyone's feelings, but we still want to advertise what we have to offer, because we offer hope and health and happiness. So I wanted to share a few post ideas that you guys can maybe make your own or use this week. So one post idea I had was asking an engaging question to your audience. So say, can you tell me what's one good thing that has come out of this coronavirus quarantine? And then people can engage with you on that post. And that kind of puts people in a better mood. That's what we want to be doing. And then to be posting about our business opportunity, because there are a lot of people out of work right now. You want to be offering this other stream of income. So you can check out Brittany's post, Victoria's post, my post from tonight, and you can maybe make it your own. Oh yeah, that's a good one, Victoria, too. Is your house more messy now or before? So So yeah, definitely be putting out the business opportunity. You can even mention in the recession that we had back in 2008, the difference between like someone's house being foreclosed on was a matter of $500 a month. So if someone could just go silver with you, that could actually, you know, keep their family afloat during this time. So that's super important that we put that out there in a sensitive way. And then another post I had in mind was, personally, I love the product Vital Biome. I use it every day. It's done amazing things for my anxiety and my postpartum depression. So everyone is feeling stressed. Everyone is feeling more anxious. So I am going to be doing a post like, kind of poking fun that I'm pregnant and I can't drink right now, but I'm so thankful for my Vital Biome probiotic because it is helping my stress levels go down. And if I have a crazy day, I can always take a second one, and it's completely safe during pregnancy, and it even boosts your immunity, which is cool because you're addressing helping their stress levels and improving their immunity. It's the perfect product. I think everyone could benefit from it during these times. So that's all I had. Thanks.
Awesome, Amber. Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Victoria. Want to hear your thoughts, your post ideas, whatever you have to share.
Awesome. Well, you covered a lot of amazing things. And if it's helpful, guys, because I know this is a lot of information, maybe, Britt, we can put it in like a text form and send it out to people. That way they can reference. Okay, just a couple of things real quick. I just want to reassure you guys with all of this. If you are posting consistently, like if you get anything out of this, my biggest tip would just be to post daily. And learn as you post. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like, you know, you don't have to be having 200,000, you know, followers. Just post consistently, learn as you go, and you will have more engagement and people will learn to trust you and come follow you along the way. So like when I first started posting almost 2 years ago, I was excited if I got 10 likes or things like that. So that would be my biggest tip. Just post consistently, post things that you're passionate about that are just your authentic self, like Brittany said. And then one thing I learned to do is that when I first started posting about Plexus, I really focused on the products because the products helped me a lot. But I never ever posted about the business. And so now what I try to do is I try to post to different personalities, still being authentic to myself, but the business opportunity is just as amazing as these products are to help people as well. And that, you know, some people are interested in learning to make extra income and, you know, also posting like I just took a screenshot of this call, right? And so I can post it to my stories, like always having a fun time with my team, you know, just showing that we also have that community because so many people are looking for community. So just think audience. And then what else did I have? I think that was about it. The only other thing I had was, oh, this is something really silly, but if you do post like a recipe or something, always, if it's an outside source, so like I love Detoxinista recipes or Paleo Running Mama, don't just link it in your post, because if you link it in your post and it like goes to an outside source other than Facebook, the algorithms go down, so people are less likely to see it. So just say, like, post a picture of that, and then in your comments you can link it, if that makes sense. So those were the only things. But like I said, my biggest thing is just to have fun with it, be you, and post every single day and just learn as you go.
That's awesome. Thanks, Victoria. Really good tips. It's funny how there's like little things you can do that it's like tricks of the trade and you learn by doing. Like all of this is just stuff we've basically figured out or someone else has taught us. So it's like a learn as you go. It's a learning experience. All right, Shan, what do you got for us?
All right, so Brittany and Victoria did amazing. So amazing that almost all of the notes that I have written were already talked about. but that's okay. I'm going to repeat a couple that I feel are really important. Most important that I found is the time that you post, from 7 to 9 a.m. and p.m. Write this down, because anytime that I've posted outside of those times, my posts don't get engagement. It could be the same exact post that I've posted during these times and gotten engagement. It's crazy how that works. So 7 to 9 a.m. and p.m. most important times. I'm going to go through a couple of these pretty fast because, like I said, Brittany said some of them already, but using personal pictures as opposed to graphics. Always, always, always use a personal picture as your main post picture. And then if you have a graphic that relates to it, pop that in the comments. Sharing posts. For example, I don't know if anybody saw my post from last night about the masks, but Brittany shared it to her page. And you want to do that when you want to have engagement on the original post, which I appreciate that, Britt. So that's her sharing that is going to bring the engagement back to my post. She's not going to get as much engagement because I feel like when you share, this is my experience with seeing people share stuff, you don't get as much engagement with it. So if it's something that you want to talk to your audience about, or you want, your people to see it from you, don't share it. Copy the text, pop it up as your own post, and put your own picture, because you'll get way more engagement that way. I don't, if you want to go check out my post from last night, it got like tons of likes and like 20 shares. And going along with that is to just be yourself and be real. Don't try to be somebody else. So my post last night was real. It's something that's happening in my life right now. I work in the hospital. We're very limited on masks. And so I posted about it. I took a picture yesterday to show my mom that I was wearing a mask at work. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to post this tonight, and just follow the guidelines that we're telling you. Be real and follow the guidelines, like the times and the personal picture, and your posts will do good if you are being real and being yourself. And also stories and videos. I know videos are super scary. I still hate doing videos, but they get a lot of attention and people like to hear your voice rather than reading text. It just seems more real. So I really like Instagram stories, videos, because you can record a video on your stories on Instagram and you can watch it before you actually share it. So it seems less scary, I guess. So if you're just starting out with videos or lives, do it. I encourage you to do it that way first. If going live is like completely off your radar right now, start with Instagram stories. And then, like Brittany was saying, you can share it to your Facebook stories and it'll automatically copy right over to there. That's about it. And then I just wanted to share one thing. I love Rachel Hollis. She's my girl. And a quote, I'm going to butcher the quote, but she said something along the lines of, I'd rather fail at being myself than succeed pretending to be somebody else. So just be real, be yourself, and you'll do great.
That's so good. That's so good. Thanks, Shan. Okay, one last tip, and I know I'm a little over time, which I apologize for, but during this time with coronavirus and all the stuff going on, social media looks a little bit different, and we need to handle it a little bit different. You can still post about Plexus, and you better believe I'm going to be sharing the business opportunity with that promotion I told you guys about at the beginning, because people need that. But be more careful than ever to make sure that you're adding value. Not post anything distasteful. You see people complain on social media, air out their dirty on social media. For guys, just kind of make it a rule that you're not going to do that, that you're going to keep it positive and uplifting always. If you need to fuss about something, you can message me. Like, I will listen. You can yes, keep the people first. Not, it's almost selfish to post a rant on Facebook because it's just bringing people down. It's making you feel better, but it's not for anyone else. So keep it positive and uplifting, and just be that light that the world needs, especially right now. That's one of the best things you can do for your audience, is just to be encouraging, keep it positive. And treat this, if you're trying to use social media to grow your business, you need to think of it like a business. And that means you might have to spend some time once a week planning out your posts. I know for me, jotting down in my planner like what I want to post about and making sure that I'm hitting all of my, brand things every week, that takes some intentional thinking. It doesn't just happen by accident. So treat it like a business, plan it out, and then that gives you time to, fine tune your posts, think about them, add things in. You can jot notes throughout the week and then post them at the prime time so they get a lot of engagement on them. So that is it. I hope that was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, please let us know. And then next week, we're going to drill down a little bit more on the branding issue. Challenge you guys to think a little bit through, like, what are your 3 or 4 things that are unique to you, that you're passionate about, that you want to put out there on your social media. We're going to call it your niche. What's your niche? We're going to drill down a little bit more next week. But I want to thank you guys for being here. 14 people on our team call is so exciting. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, we can help you at all during this time. If you need anything, reach out. We are here for you. We love you all. And I hope you have a fabulous week.